Good morning to my dear students. So today we are going to solve one problem related to the strut subjected to the compressive axial load or axial thrust and a transverse uniformly distributed load of intensity W per unit length. So yesterday class we derived that part, and related to that we are going to solve one problem. So if you observe here in this problem, determine the maximum stress induced in a horizontal strut of length. The length of the strut is 2.5 meters, and the section for the strut is rectangular section. Okay, the width is 40 mm and depth is 80 mm. So my dear students, if you observe here, the length of the strut is 2.5 meter, as well as it is a rectangular cross section. The rectangular cross section of the strut dimensions are 40 mm as well as 80 mm. Okay, when it carries an axial thrust is 100 kilonewton. So the axial thrust is the P, so that is 100 kilonewton, and a vertical load of 6 kilonewton meter of length. Okay, and the strut is having pin joint at the ends. So here the vertical load means uniformly distributed load. Okay, then E value is 208 into 208 giganewton per meter square. Okay, so now for suppose if it is a strut, the length is the given 2.5 meters. There is a uniformly distributed load, that is a 6 kilonewton per meter. Axial thrust, that is a P value. So they given here 100 kilonewton. There is a deformation is like this. This dimension, the strut dimensions are 40 by 80 mm. Okay. So now I will write the given data. Given data is the length of the strut L equal to 2.5 meters. Okay. Breadth equal to 40 meters, 40 mm. If you convert into the meters, that is 0.04 meters. So you can divide with the 1000. The D value equal to 80 mm. So if you convert into the meters, that is 0.08 meters. Okay. The axial thrust P equal to 100 kilonewtons. If I convert into the newtons, 100 into 1000. Okay. Then there is a uniformly distributed load. That is W equal to 6 kilonewton per meter length. Okay, that means if I convert into the Newton per meter, multiply with the 10 cube. Newton per meter. Okay. The Young's modulus E equal to 208 giga Newton per meter square. If I convert into Newton per meter square, so that is multiply with 10 power 9 Newton per meter square. So this is the given data. If you observe here, the first thing they given the length of the strut is 2.5 meters. Breadth is 0.04. Depth is 0.08. And axial thrust P equal to 100 kilonewtons. So if I convert into the newtons, that is 100 into 1000. Okay, newtons. Then they given uniformly distributed load, that is 6 kilonewton per meter. Okay. So if I convert into the newton, 6 into 1000. Next, E equal to Young's modulus 208 into giganewton per meter square. If I convert into the Newton per meter square, giga means 10 power 9. Okay, this is the given data. First of all, you have to calculate the area and also moment of inertia. Now we will calculate the area. Area A equal to B into D. B is the given 0.04. D is the given 0.08. Okay. So the answer is 0.0032 meters square. Yeah, this is the area calculation. We know B and also D in terms of meters. So once you substitute here, you will get the area. Same like that, we have to calculate the moment of inertia. I will write that. Moment of inertia I equal to BD cube by 12. So here B is nothing but 0.04. D is nothing but 0.08 cube by 12. So you will get the answer is 1.7066 into 10 power minus 6 meter power 4. So this is the moment of inertia calculation. Okay. So the moment of inertia formula is BD cube by 12. We know already B value as that is a 0.04 and also D value that is 0.08 by 12. Okay. So if you substitute BD cube by 12, you will get the answer like this. The next step. Now let us find the value of maximum bending moment. Now we have to calculate the maximum bending moment, that is Mmax. Okay, we know already the Mmax formula is, in the yesterday lecture we discussed, that is W into EI by P secant L by 2 into square root of P by EI minus 1. So here it is a magnitude. That's why I am not taking the minus value here, or I am neglecting the negative sign here. Okay. So this is the calculation of maximum bending moment. Okay. So now from this we have to calculate each and everything. Like EI by P, square root of P by EI. So like that we have to calculate. So from this first we will calculate P by EI. P is nothing but axial thrust, that is 100 into 1000. E is nothing but Young's modulus. We know already, that is 208 into 10 power 9. I is the moment of inertia. We calculated here 1.7066 into 10 power minus 6. I will substitute here. Okay. Now if I calculate this one, finally I will get the value is 0.2817. This is the P by EI value. Next, I will calculate EI by P value, that is 1 by 0.2817. Okay. So why? Because we already calculated P by EI. Okay. From that I am doing like this. So you will get the answer 3.55. So my dear students, so we calculated P by EI as well as EI by P. Now the next step, we will calculate square root of P by EI. That is nothing but square root of 0.2817. Okay. The answer for this one, you will get 0.5307. So for the calculation of square root of P by EI, you will get the answer is 0.5307. Okay. The next step, we have to calculate L by 2 into square root of P by EI. So why I am calculating like this means, in this formula, first we calculated the EI by P. Okay. Then square root of P by EI we calculated. Next, now we are calculating L by 2 into square root of P by EI. So once if you know all these things, we will solve easily maximum bending moment. Okay. Now L by 2 into square root of P by EI. L we know already, that is 2.5 meters by 2 into square root of P by EI. Just now we got it, that is 0.5307. So if you convert into radians, you will get around 0.6634 radians. If I convert into degrees, 0.6634 multiply with 180 degrees by 5 values. So you will get around 38 degrees. Okay. Here you will get around 38 degrees. Now in this formula, what it is saying, secant of L by 2 into square root of P by E. Now I will calculate that one. Secant L by 2 into square root of P by EI. That is nothing but secant 38 degrees. So you will get 1.269. So here if you observe in this equation, while calculating the maximum bending moment, we know EI by P value. How much we got it here? We got 3.55. Then we know this one, square root of P by EI. But now no need. Why? Because directly we calculated secant of L by 2 into square root of P by EI. How much value we got? The value is 1.269. Then next, the W value we know already. What is that? 6 into 10 cube. That is a uniformly distributed load. So now I substitute all the values in this maximum bending moment. Finally, we will get the maximum bending moment here. Now I will write maximum bending moment Mmax equal to, I have to calculate this one. So formula for Mmax equal to W into EI by P into secant of L by 2 square root of P by EI minus 1. So W is nothing but 6 into 10 cube. EI by P, just now we calculated, that is a 3.55. Then this one is just now we calculated 1.269 here. Okay. 1.269 minus 1. So if you substitute and all the terms here, the finally we got the value is 5729.70 Newton meter. This is the maximum bending value. Now we have to calculate the stress due to direct loads and stress due to maximum bending stress. Why? Because so the stress due to direct load sigma naught as well as the maximum bending stress, if we calculate that one, finally we will calculate the maximum stress induced. Okay, whatever they asked in the question. The final I will write here. First we have to calculate stress due to direct load. That is sigma naught equal to P by A. So here P is the axial thrust. We know that is 100 kilonewton. That means 100 into 1000 newtons. If I convert into kilonewtons into newtons. Then area also we calculated already. B we know 0.04. D is 0.08. Then we calculated the area is 0.04 into 0.08. We got 0.0032. Okay, Newton per meter square. So if I calculated this one, you will get 31.25 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. So this is the sigma naught value, that is a stress due to direct load. Okay. Now we have to calculate the sigma B, that is the maximum bending stress. The next one, maximum bending stress, that is sigma B equal to Mmax into Yc by I. This is the maximum bending stress formula. If you know already, we know already I and also Mx. Now we have to calculate the Yc value. What is the Yc? First I will write that Yc is nothing but distance of extreme layer in compression from neutral axis. This is the Yc value. The distance of extreme fiber in compression from the neutral axis means the in rectangular section absolutely up to half of the depth. That is d by 2. The d value we know already 80 by 2. We got 40 mm. So if you convert into the meters by divide with the 1000, you will get 0.04 meters. Okay, this is the Yc. Now calculate the maximum bending stress. That is sigma b equal to mx into Yc by I. Mx is nothing but we calculated already maximum bending moment, that is 5729.7. Yc just now we calculated, that is 0.04. I value, that is the moment of inertia, we calculated already, that is 17,066 10 power minus 6. So once if you solve this one, you will get finally 134.3 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. Okay, this is the sigma b value. Now we know the sigma naught, that is the stress due to direct load, as well as sigma b maximum bending stress. From these two we have to calculate the maximum stress induced. Okay, yeah. So next, maximum stress induced is given by sigma max equal to sigma naught plus sigma b. Okay, sigma max is nothing but 31.25 into 10 power 6 plus sigma b is 134.3 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. So finally, if you solve this one, you will get 165.55 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. So 10 power 6 means mega, that is 165.55 mega Newton per meter square. So finally we got this answer.